If I were to ask you who defeated Batman most easily and swiftly in the DC universe, you might consider Superman, the Joker, or Bane, but hardly anyone would think of the supervillain we're discussing today. Batman has faced off against some of DC's most formidable villains, consistently emerging victorious. However, there's one villain who managed to best him with just 3 punches. It may sound unbelievable, but it's true. Today, we'll delve into the character of Captain Synn and his empire, an alien warship situated in the Slug Galaxy. Captain Synn is introduced in the Batman Off-World comic series, which follows the Dark Knight's journey into outer space as he ventures into uncharted territory to further challenge himself. However, this turns out to be an arduous journey for him as he is met by the formidable Captain Synn. So, without any further ado, let's explore the story of Captain Synn and what makes him one of the strongest Batman adversaries yet. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is Captain Synn, the enigma of Batman Off-World comics? Apart from looking extremely scary and being incredibly strong, Captain Synn is the commander of the alien warship Warstorm, situated in the Slag Galaxy. His main objective is to supply slaves, or flesh and blood stormers, to a company called the Black Suns. Now, you may be wondering how Batman found his way in an alien warship situated in a galaxy far, far away. For that, we will have to explore the Batman Off-World comics. Batman is known for his relentless preparation and for always being ready for a threat. Therefore, to challenge himself, the Dark Knight decided to travel to the Slag Galaxy and take on the foes there. However, there could be something even more sinister at play. Now, coming back to Captain Synn and his alien warship. After crash landing on the alien warship, Batman starts wreaking havoc and soon gets the attention of the formidable captain. However, Synn doesn't consider him a threat from the start and instead even sends in the bots to save resources. Eventually, the Bat gets the better of them and comes face to face with Captain Synn. At first glance, Batman is visibly smaller than the captain, but has many tricks up his sleeve. Regardless, Captain Synn doesn't want to waste any time and asks the Bat to take the first shot while telling him, "Show me why you deserve to scrub the toilets on my warship." The Dark Knight delivers a 10,000-volt punch, but Captain Synn stands there unfazed. The next thing Batman remembers is waking up in a cell and thinking about his face-off with Synn. Synn didn't just beat Batman, he did it in just 3 punches. This has to be a record because Batman is firm and doesn't go down quickly. Therefore, the readers are vividly hooked when Captain Synn beats him with relative ease and doesn't even boast about it. However, this wasn't Batman's first encounter with Captain Synn. In issue number 1, it is later revealed that Captain Synn visited Earth and brutally got the better of Batman on his home turf, Gotham City. This inspired the Bat to visit outer space and take on new challenges. During his time in the cell, Batman learns about Captain Synn and how he first rules his warship with an iron fist. He also knows about the special training that Synn and his army have gone through. While speaking with another alien, Batman learns that the captain is an Icarian and has clawed his way out of hell to be where he is. Captain Synn then went on to earn a fortune by selling stormers to a mining company. Synn is portrayed as a strict commander whose most important priorities are profit and making a fortune. On the other hand, Batman quickly learns about the captain's empire and devises a plan to get out of the warship. After spending several days working as a slave for Captain Synn, Batman finally gets the better of him and plans a daring escape. However, calamity strikes when Captain Synn shows up in time and pushes him off the warship in outer space. Luckily, Batman is saved by his associate. Although Captain Synn pushes him off the warship, he is still anxious about Batman and wants to see him dead. Both formidable opponents have another face-off in Batman Off-World issue number 3. But before that, some context. After being stranded in open space, Batman and his team of misfits crash land at a place called Icaria, which was also the hometown of Captain Synn. The Bat repairs his suit and gears up for another fight with the formidable captain with a special ally. Batman then makes a surprise entry into the Warstorm, and instead of being calm and carefree, free, Captain Synn is highly pissed and wants to see his head. He triples the bonuses of his army just so they can beat Batman. However, the Dark Knight is quick and knows everything about their weaknesses. He also has the loyalty of an extraterrestrial wolf who is incredibly scary. After defeating Synn's entire army, Batman takes on the man himself. Before giving you the fight spoilers, I'd like to point something out. Captain Synn is extremely strong and intelligent. He never yields and always gets the better of his enemies. However, his foe was Batman this time, and everyone knows that the Bat can beat anyone with prep time. So, coming back to the fight, Batman learned about all the pressure points and weaknesses of Captain Synn and delivered vengeance in an incredible fashion. Following the defeat, Captain Synn's ego takes a huge hit, and he can't believe he has lost to a mortal human with no superpowers. What's even worse is that he's confronted by the Black Sun Mining Company, which imprisons him for not completing his quota. Additionally, he's also tortured by the company for getting defeated by Batman. Captain Synn has a fall from grace in the 4th issue of the comics and tries his best to salvage his reputation. The stark difference between his reputation in issue number 1 and issue number 4 is visibly evident as we see another supervillain tasting defeat at the hands of Batman. However, after learning about Captain Synn and his personality, it's safe to assume that he will be back to get the better of Batman in the following comics. With a plethora of powers and incredible strength, we may not have seen the best of Captain Synn yet. Beyond Human, exploring Captain Synn's otherworldly abilities. After reading the first 4 issues of Batman Off-World comics, it was pretty evident that there was an apparent physical strength disparity between Batman and Captain Synn. Synn is more powerful and packs a deadly punch. He is also one of the only supervillains who defeated Batman in just 3 punches. Additionally, Synn is also extraordinarily self-aware and recognizes his own physical strength. There's a certain aura of confidence as he rules his alien warship with complete authority and disregard for anyone else. This also makes us believe that Synn is highly egotistic and couldn't accept his defeat in the subsequent issues. Still, the character of Captain Synn isn't explored in detail, and we are unaware of many superpowers. Due to his alien nature, there is a strong chance that Captain Synn possesses other strange otherworld abilities, like psionic powers or a different physiology. Considering the training of his army, it can also be assumed that Synn got his hands on advanced technology, something that is never seen on Earth. However, one of his most underrated abilities is his resilience in the face of danger. Synn was highly confident when meeting Batman for the first time and even asked him to take the first shot. Batman definitely didn't hold back and hit him with a 10,000-volt punch, but it didn't even scratch the alien commander. In essence, DC Comics has introduced a formidable opponent who is highly underrated due to the absence of information on him. Interestingly, this also gives him a mysterious edge over other villains, and readers are curious to explore Captain Synn's background and how he rose to such heights. We meet many comic characters who are grateful to be defeated at the hands of Captain Synn, indicating his insane strength and reputation. The 4th issue of Batman Off-World Comics ends with the Bat taking on the Black Sun Mining Company while Captain Synn strives for revenge. This raises an interesting question. Is Captain Synn the most potent foe Batman has ever faced? Captain Synn, the strongest Batman foe yet? Batman has a long list of supervillains he has defeated. With popular names like the Joker, Bane, the Riddler, and the Scarecrow, it is safe to assume that Captain Synn is not well known and doesn't climb up high on the list. However, if we take their confrontations as an example, then there's a strong case that Captain Synn is one of the strongest Batman foes based on physical strength and abilities. Synn defeated Batman with relative ease and didn't even flinch. However, Batman later got the better of him through his infamous prep time and investigative abilities. With super strength, ambition, and thorough resilience, Captain Synn is a typical Batman villain and is expected to return in future installments. However, he has certain limitations which the Dark Knight exploited. Firstly, his arrogance and overconfidence got the better of him. Synn believed that a weakling like Batman could never beat him and take him on. However, the Bat did just just that. Additionally, his authoritative way of ruling the alien warship inspired fear in his army, not loyalty. Therefore, they all started to run when things went sideways. However, his biggest mistake was relying on his physical abilities when facing a foe like Batman. He didn't learn about the Bat's qualities and his penchant for investigation, which later proved to be his downfall. The prospect of a potential rematch between Captain Synn and Batman is making the rounds online. However, the fight will be different this time, as Synn is coming for revenge and not just profits for his fortune. A potential encounter between Captain Synn and Batman? Captain Synn's character is well known to fans on social media, and they certainly want to see more of him. With a parallel storyline of Synn visiting Gotham in the comics, it is rumored that the alien commander will return to Earth and probably beat him on his own turf. This potential matchup between Captain Synn and Batman on Earth is exciting for several reasons. Firstly, Synn possesses incredible strength, but lacks the intelligence required to get the better of the Bat. However, Gotham City is filled with extremely intelligent supervillains who want to see Batman fall. A potential collaboration between Captain Synn and Gotham City villains can give Batman a really tough time. It will be interesting to see how Batman manages this potential calamity. Will he take help from his Justice League associates or defeat them alone? With several rumored storylines on the card, it will be interesting to see what the writers develop in the subsequent issues. Until then, the fans must make do with Batman's exhilarating adventures in outer space. Conclusion. The Batman Off-World comics clearly packs a punch and introduces many new characters. With the rise of the Black Sun Mining Company, readers are assuming if Captain Synn is a ruthless conqueror or just a puppet in place by the evil corporation. Interestingly, Synn could also hold a personal agenda against Earth, and Batman meeting him wasn't just mere coincidence. With so many unanswered questions and theories, Off-World Comics is an interesting read. After revealing so much about Captain Synn, the warship commander is still shrouded in mystery, and there is so much to learn about him in subsequent issues. Therefore, if you liked the in-depth analysis of Captain Synn and his potential motivations, please give us a like and a subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be informed, as we hope to explore further issues of related comics and the potential storyline of Captain Synn in relation to Batman. Until then, check out the Marvelous videos for similar comic books being explained, an analysis, and potential rumors.